guys. Well, as you can see, the Pro R is broken again.
Ladies and gentlemen, we have problems.
I don't know when this video is going to come out. It's either going to be before Hollerwood or after Hollerwood. So if it's before, I didn't make it to Hollerwood. If it's after, you can tell I didn't make it to Hollerwood, and this is why. So I've been having ongoing issues with this Pro R. This year has been rough for this machine, I guess. And I have had no issues with this machine previous, before I started putting and modifying it and putting in aftermarket accessories. Okay, first off being the front control arms that I decided to use, they did not work out. I worked with that company. I got my money back. I no longer run those. I think due to the, I guess, lack of steering angle, I think the shear point was a ball joint. So just steering it, nothing rough. I sheared 2 ball joints. So that was the main issue. Braking axles. I do run bigger tires, but I put a differential in this machine that I have now broke 2 of, and those differentials were basically open. Okay, it did not give me, took basically my locking mechanism out, which I'll go over here and I'll show you guys in a minute. So I end up ordering the 23 plus diff. So it's like a 23.5 plus. There's basically a different part number. It's a bigger differential. You get more pinion to ring, like you get more, I guess, gear contact. So they come up with a bigger ring and pinion, so you get more gear contact to hopefully make it stronger. But here I am again. I deleted the torque limiter, PTL, whatever you want to call it. I deleted that a while back. I think that is causing a lot of my breakage because I don't have a lot of miles on this machine compared to what I normally do. I normally ride 90% of the time. Where I live, I ride a lot. So not only on video, but I am constantly in this machine riding, and I've not been able to this year due to it looking like this most of the year, after certain aftermarket accessories were thrown on it. So I don't really bash companies. It's not me to really bash somebody, but I do speak the truth. I did not get no special discounts on any products, so I will speak my truth on them. And I don't enjoy them, so I'm removing them. I'm obviously going to take the transmission back to stock, so I will be doing that. Not today. You know why? Because this is a beautiful shirt, and I really don't want to get it dirty. Plus, the parts aren't here. I actually, through those, I did get a discount, and everybody can get a discount. It is Polaris of Gainesville. Okay, they're in Florida. Great place. I called them up, got a really good deal on the OEM Polaris parts, and they specifically told me that they will beat any other Polaris deal there is. So I understand it's in Florida. I'm in Indiana. So they drop ship them, Polaris themselves, instead of shipping them to their facility, they're just gonna ship them to me. So not only did I save several $100s, they're just gonna get shipped to me. So it makes it really easy because not a lot of people carry that stuff in stock as is. So either way, take out the middleman. Polaris of Gainesville, Preston, he is the parts manager, and he gave me a really good deal and reassured me that if I send anyone his way, that you guys as well will get a deal. So not only Pro R parts, it don't really matter, it's Polaris OEM parts. Polaris Gainesville. Huge shout out to you. Really appreciate that because every dollar spent or saved helps me a lot, because now I am in this machine $4,000 trying to fix an issue that I should have just went back to OEM and kept the transmission OEM from the factory. So that would have saved me, $3 grand, because that part alone was $800. So it is what it is. We'll get over my sappiness, and we'll go and show you the upgraded diff. It is still an OEM Polaris diff. I did just crack the case. I bought it used off eBay. Killer deal, $800. I couldn't even rebuild the ring and pinion that I exploded for that. So it is what it is. I will show you this diff, and then I'll show you what the 22 or 23.5 and under diffs look like, as well as show you if you send your diff off to get Hill Killer or built, what $700 gets you. So, or plus shipping, so actually $800 or $50 shipping there, 50 back. So I'll show you what $800 gets you. First, let's go to that. So if you spend $800 on a on a diff, all he does is take your locking mechanism out, okay, make it hill killer approved, takes these two washers, puts them in here, okay, you got your spider gears, there's a little block in there that kind of holds them together, holds your pins together, puts these on both sides to create a little bit of friction to create a limited slip, which is more slip than not. So basically, if you're thinking about sending your diff somewhere to get it limited slip, just take it apart, take your locking mechanism out, or just run it in 3-wheel drive and save yourself $800. Or, you know, just go buy some washers and put them in there. Okay, enough on that, because that ain't gonna get me nowhere. Oh well, it's money, money thrown in the trash, as well as the torque limiter delete. More money thrown in the trash. Here we go. So this is the 22 diff, okay? Obviously this one's damaged. Broke some teeth. This is not the first one of the hill killer diffs that I've broke. The first one only lasted me 3 miles. This one at least lasted me a couple hundred of easy riding. So this is gonna be your 23 and a half and up diffs. So not only, I noticed the mold in this one's more porous, this is not, but it is a lot bigger. So I don't know if you guys can see that side by side. Just got a light right here, that might actually help. So this is gonna be your 22, this is gonna be your 23 and up. Okay, so basically that is 7 1/4 inches. This is gonna be your, the whole diameter of your ring gear here. 7 1/4. Look at that, look how much smaller that one is. To basically just over 6 1/2. So not only that, so we're talking about how much, I guess, not gear lash, how much, you know, contact patch. It's 1.15 or 1.6. Let's try. And then 1. So with this one, you're gonna go ahead and get more pinion to ring gear contact, because these already don't have a lot of depth in the ring pinion gear. Like, it's, you know, there's not a lot of depth going on there. So you want as much contact as you can so you don't break them. Here we go, bam bam. This is the other one. Everything about it's just a little bit bigger, a little bit beefier. So like I said, 2 things. Huge shout out to Polaris of Gainesville, Preston, parts manager. You're awesome. Thanks, appreciate you. Appreciate the deal. Another shout out to Broke Boys. Mike, that has a Pro R as well. He was gonna let me use his diff, and then basically give him, when I got this one in, give it to him so I could ride, and then he's riding this weekend, this coming up weekend of when I'm filming this video, so then he'd be pressed in to get his diff. So big shout out, really appreciate you for offering to help. I really just didn't want to shatter another diff with my transmission the way it is.
The next day.
Still waiting on the transmission parts, but I decided to get ahead of the game, and I'm gonna go ahead and throw the front differential in. Okay, so this is the new one, which is like a 23 and a half to 24, I believe. If you look right there, I'm gonna turn the camera upside down. I don't know if it worked for you guys. Anyway, the part number is 1337229. That's the one you want. Okay, the 133711177. That's the old part number. So you can kind of tell what they look like. It's hard to tell on, I guess, eBay, because a lot of them throw, oh, it's both diffs. So that's kind of a side-to-side comparison. Looks a little bit beefier in my opinion. This obviously don't have the ring gear in it right now because it's broke, so I'm either gonna rebuild this or put in scrap pile. We'll see. But I noticed these bolts are actually a bigger bolt. They're more spaced out as well. So I did check. There's nothing like internally. This ring and pinion is not gonna fit in that. So that's not. If you want the diff, you have to buy the whole diff. So I am gonna get it thrown in this machine. I've done it before multiple times, too many times to be exact. So I'm gonna throw you guys in a time lapse, and it's kind of self-explanatory, but you just got the 2 bolts up here. I'm gonna slide the bolts through, get the nuts from here. Okay, you do have to remove this control arm to slide the bolts out. Besides that, it's pretty well easy. One of the things I do to help save me, let me see, I don't know if I can find it now. It's around here somewhere. Oh, no, right here. So instead of using a roll pin, I use a grade 8 bolt with a nylock nut. That helps me a lot with the drive shaft since I've had this thing out so many times. Besides that, throw you guys in time lapse and catch up with you after this. I may or may not jump into the transmission tonight.
Never stop, I'll get it if I want it. Gotta make to myself a promise. I won't quit, keep going till I got it. I won't give up till I'm on top.
Yo, no, I ain't the type to give up. If I do something, man, I do it till I get what I want. I turn a business out of nothing into something I love. I got a poker face, but honestly, I'm not one to bluff. I flip a switch, never miss, man, I always stay up. Don't let them see you, bitch, always have a plan to stay tough. This life ahead of you ain't easy, it was built to be rough. But that's what makes a personality, is tragedy, bruh. So keep your head on your shoulders. Now we ain't out here moving rocks, we out here moving boulders. Now we ain't getting posterized, we out here making posters. And we ain't got nothing to hide, we move forward like soldiers. You better wake up for the pay stub or you'll pay up. Don't make love to the game, bruh, fuck the game up. Change up.
Alright guys, just like that, the diff's in. Like I said, not really a hard job. Took me a little bit longer than I wanted to, mostly because I got a migraine, went inside, took a little nap. Probably have 25 minutes of solid work on this. It's not completely done yet for just one main reason is that's your fill tube, so it's a lot easier to get to it with the whole front bumper and winch off right now. And for anybody that has a Pro R, I'm assuming the Turbo Rs are pretty similar. I got a little electric transfer pump for fluid because it's not fun to get in there. So I just left that off for now. That'll all be on. I'm probably gonna wait until tomorrow. I'm gonna call, get shipping confirmation to make sure these parts are gonna be in time to be able to do the torque limiter for the transmission before I start just tearing it apart, because right now it's drivable. What do you got to say, Charlotte? Or Mini Jessie?
Hello, everybody.
That's Mini Me, literally. And yeah, I'm just going to call, make sure that those are going to be in time, because we're going to Crashapalooza. It'll be like 2 weeks from now. We'll actually be heading home 2 weeks from now. So I want to make sure the machine's ready. I don't think I'm going to be doing that much of aggressive riding down there. So mostly just hanging out and having a good time with everybody, and I'm gonna let everybody else try to break their stuff before I send Big Blue and continue to break this. So make sure all that stuff's gonna come in time, and then if it does, I'll be back tomorrow tearing the transmission apart. What do you got to say to the people, Charlotte?
Hi.
What's that? What do you got in your hand?
A daddy mask.
Or a Ginger Jessie mask?
Yeah. A ginger daddy mask.
All right, on to the next one. All right, guys, I'm back. Well, for you guys, same video for me. Another day, another me working on the Pro R, Problem R, Struggle Bus, whatever you want to call it. It's in the garage and it's getting work done. So here's like the part 2 to what I'm doing. First one, diff, 23, 24 upgraded diff. I showed you guys the differences in that. There's nothing different in this. This is all stock OEM parts. So this is the stock torque limiter PTL, and this is the rear output. Obviously, if you guys don't know, basically, put that in there. That slides in there like that. That goes to your rear diff. That goes to your front diff. That's all clutch packs. So under high load, coming down, jumping, whatever, coming down the front tires, it allows slippage. Therefore, don't break your front diff. You can go ahead and delete that. There is a company that makes delete kits. I don't recommend it. I deleted it. I've also deleted my diff a handful of times because of that. Said company builds diffs. They lasted me like 3 miles.
Oh, boy!
I'm gonna take a different approach at it this time. Last time I removed the whole transmission. First, I gotta remove all this stuff, and then there is the front cover to the transmission. I'm gonna see if I can just get to that and go ahead and remove the stuff from there. I feel that is very doable with just replacing a torque limiter. So instead of taking the whole transmission out, if I ever have to replace torque limiter, I can easily take that front cover off, put a new one in, bam. The only difficult part of this is going to be is if I can get all those gears nice and aligned with it sitting upwards rather than laid down on a bench. And that's why I pulled it out last time, because I was removing the whole rear output and getting that sent off to get deleted. Guys, here I am 20 minutes later. Bam. I can say I've done this a couple times. So an easy way to get the primary clutch out is I use an extension, swivel extension. I'm able to get in just like that with the impact and get directly right into primary clutch bolt. Took all this fancy stuff off. Next, bam, bam. So right bolt here, bolt underneath. That is the carrier bearing. So they'll move the drive shaft back. I'm gonna take this plastic off. And honestly, I should be right there. That's it, 20 minutes in. So whoever said it's easier to do a diff every time, I mean, this is pretty easy. I've done it a couple times, so sadly. Well, I'm gonna get a drink because it's hot and I'm fat and out of shape. So I'm gonna get a drink and then we're gonna get right back in this time lapse and see if we can get this thing knocked out today. There we go. Another 30 seconds for you. Another little sweat for me. And here we are right now. So we got everything else removed. My plan is to just be able to take this cover off, and then this is the torque limiter right here, your PTL. And then you got your rear output going on the back. So hopefully I can just take this cover off, be able to extract everything like I need. I'm gonna set you guys up and see if we can pop this cover off. Hopefully I'm right, because if not, I can put the cover back on and finish jerking the transmission out, which most of the way there anyway. All right, but it's just a lot easier not trying to have to manhandle that in and out by myself. There was a lot of silicone placed on this. Yay. Let's try to pry this thing off, see what we can do. Oh, yay. Oopsie, I forgot to drain it. I got excited when the parts came in.
A few moments later.
All right, and we are back. Cover's pulled off. Bam, bam. So here, there we go. Let's grab that out. This is the doohickey. Let's make room on this bench real quick. This would be the deleted one. The welded doohickey on there. You put a little, makes it to where it inserts, no slippage is allowed. This is obviously the clutch pack. I just tried to pull that out, like yank it, and it didn't want to come out. When I removed the first factory one, it came right out. So that tells me it's probably twisted in there due to extra amounts of stress from being solid. I'm not one to really, I guess, name drop companies, but that one right there, this is a $4,000 lesson of picking who to choose and who not to choose from. Another thing, stay factory. These machines have that torque limiter for a reason. It's lasted me the first 1,600 miles. This is a 22 first year model. I've had 35s on it from factory. I went to 37s, ran those for 600 miles, and finally gave out when I was in 3-wheel drive trying to go up Trail 15 or Windrock. Anyway, kind of happy to be back to stock. So I'm gonna go ahead, put that in, put all this together. Okay, clean it all up. So it's probably not gonna be done today because I didn't get silicone, and plus I'm gonna sit there, clean everything up, make sure it's all good. But we'll snap to that for you, and then the end of this will hopefully be the Pro R, clean, ready to go, Crash-a-Palooza 4.0 with most of the Haggards. So this will probably be out afterwards since this video is pretty late on. So this is right before the Crash-a-Palooza series, I'm assuming, or it could be after. Wherever Jeremy wants to put this is where it's gonna go.
4 to 6 more days later.
We're back. The Pro R is all put back together. We got the diff inside of it. Can't really see, but it's in there.
Let's show them my motorbike.
Your motorbike? Maybe another day for that, sweetie. All right, everything's put back. Transmissions all put back together. I went through, had a good little test run in it. We did some creek riding, so 4-wheel drive stuff, climbing in and out of banks. Water was over the 37, so deep stuff. Everything's working good, finally. So next up, I don't know where this video is gonna fall in place, but next up for me, we got Crash-a-Palooza. I told myself I wasn't gonna do any of the events, so I didn't brake. I don't like to sit back and watch, so we'll see what I can get myself into out there. So yeah, thanks everybody for following along on this little build video. If you guys want to save some coin, we had a few different options. There's gonna be a little affiliate link below. So we got G Life. I think the code Haggard5, save yourself some coin.
What am I going to say again?
1 second. And then we got Bikeman products, which I'm running their exhaust and their clutch kit right now. Possibly gonna do tuning, cams, and all that fun stuff in the future. And but I think that code is somewhat Haggard. And I think Crash City, we're getting hooked up with a lot of different companies that support us. So if they support us, it helps if you support them as well. Also, Charlotte, what do you think they should do?
Make a little area where I can have a little club.
Well, that kind of works, but what about if they like and subscribe and follow?
Subscribe and follow.
Yeah, there we go. All right, thanks guys, stay tuned. We got some more rides coming up. Hopefully I'll be able to make those. All right, peace.
You can say that again.